What's up, people, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. We just got the new Mustang, 1995 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra. Yeah, that's it. Boom, just popped up on the screen. Let's drive this thing. Let's drive this thing. I was never a big fan of this version of the Mustang. I don't know why. I never really thought of it as a Mustang. I feel like that's just me. I feel like a lot of people were like that as well. Where as soon as they changed the iconic styling of the Mustang, you know, like the old one. I mean, they started going with the, you know, like the Fox body type Mustang in the 80s, and then in the 90s again, then they changed it again to this thing. It just wasn't it, was it? Like, a lot of people just didn't really care that much for it. There's still a lot of these, I think, all over the US, though, or there were a lot of these all over the US. But, yeah, again, I just never really looked at this, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a cool Mustang, I guess. It's just a weird car. It just reminds me so much of like the Camaro when they started going through that phase where they tried to like modernize all of them, and they just did. It just looked absolutely nothing like a Mustang. It just looks so, I don't know, so plasticky and cheap inside. It just looks like such early 2000s, 90s Ford, though. Like, it just reminds me so much. Even European ones, it looks the same as the European ones. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. Of course, this one being an SVT, it's a little bit quicker than the standard one. We've already driven this thing stock. If you want to see that video, then it's somewhere on the channel a few days ago. We've driven it around the new rival events, obviously, right here. The Sierra Verde Sprint is the one that I ended up testing this thing out on. What I want to do with this thing is I want to make it drive better. I don't want to drift it. I feel like drifting will be a little bit boring because I've done the same thing with the Challenger. So this thing wasn't really a great car to race with, so what if we just turn this thing into a really good racing car? How about that? How about we do something like that? Even if we keep it all the way down into A class or something like that, but at least turn it into a much better race car. What I was thinking is, since it's been a long time, maybe even build it for the Golden Toge. What do you guys think about that? I feel like that would be kind of an interesting little build for this car. I feel like we need a lot of grip as well, because this thing just on stock tires, it's just, oh, it's even worse than street tires. The stock tires are on this thing already. Okay, I see. So pretty much any tire that we give this thing is going to be better, regardless of, like, compound. So that should be interesting. What about visually, though? I want to see if we can do anything visually. Okay, we got some stuff. So we can go back to the standard Ford Mustang kit. We could have this one. Or we can turn it into Celine. That's actually kind of sick. What does the whole Celine kit look like? That Mustang wing looks a little better, though. Okay. Then we have the disgusting Forza arrow. This one might actually have to be this disgusting Forza arrow. Actually, we might have to do it for all of them. I kind of wanted to build this thing so we have some interesting looking parts on it, but it just, I don't really know if that's even a thing. It's got a cowl, does it? Yeah, that's a nice one. And then the Celine one looks like this. Okay. It's just, like I said, the the Forza parts have to go on it, and I don't really want to put them on, but they have to go on it because of what we tried to build this thing for. So, what engine options do we have? 6.2 V8, 6.7 V8 diesel. We've got some engines in this thing, man. We got some engines available. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the stock engine. I think this one's gonna be better. The 6.2. It's probably gonna be a lot better to use, but I'm gonna keep the standard one. Maybe even keep it in A. I feel like an A would be quite fun. Definitely keep it this thing rear wheel drive, and then just squeeze out a bunch of power out of this thing. Maybe just bring it up into A class, and then work with it from there. What about engine noise or exhaust noise? Okay, sounds a lot more aggressive. But yeah, pretty much I'm gonna just squeeze out as much power as possible out of this V8. 500 horsepower going to the rear wheels. Could be pretty good. It's obviously in B class. I mean, as soon as we change the tires, this thing is going to jump up in class anyway. Okay. And then obviously brakes and all that. We're going to have to do all this. Okay. We've changed this thing completely. I've lowered the horsepower, by the way, but we also got really, like, lightweight compared to what it was before. I mean, it wasn't really that heavy before, but we're now at 1,188 kilos. It's got a lot of grip. It's got a lot of power for what it is. Rear wheel drive. Good tires. Let's drive it like this. Let's see what it's like. I want to change the paint on it though, because I feel like it's a little bit boring just keeping it like this. But this is pretty much what it is like now. Is it really? We would just have that color? I don't know. I feel like an orange would be nice on this thing. I don't know if I like the way it blends into the rear taillights, but an orange would be nice on this thing. I don't know. This just feels like it has like such a mundane color. This looks so like early 2000s like tuner car type of vibe with that weird disgusting wing that we have on. It looks like such a tuner car. Do we just keep it mundane and we keep it with the standard color? We just keep it white? You know what, here, I'll leave it alone. Just because we don't have any other factory colors. And I don't really know what other colors can we actually pick for this Mustang. Might as well just keep it white. Yeah, it looks like just such a tuner car now. I feel like this is going to be quite fast. I haven't adjusted anything yet on it, so... Right now, we're just kind of rolling with it like this. Oh, it's sharp. It's sharp with the turning in. I like it. Brakes are really good. The car feels really lightweight. I think for the I can't even speak. For the Golden Tugget, I think this could be a really, really good car. Like I said, having it really, really lightweight like this. We can see what we can kind of do. And I get to drive in first person, which I haven't done in a long time. All right, cool. Let's hop onto the track, and then I'll go ahead and I'll adjust my tune a little bit, and then we'll see what this is like. All right, let's do it. Let's try the run with this thing. See how fast this thing actually is. I've adjusted gear ratios. I've adjusted suspension. I've adjusted diff. I've adjusted everything. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's been a while since I've been on this. Okay, I need to not go that fast. It's been a little while since I've been on this track, boys. Oh god. I forgot what sort of speed we need to have on that wood. This whole starting area is so stupid. I always thought it was stupid as well. But again, I'm the only idiot that decided to use this track as a very, like, weird, like, testing ground for some of the cars. Like, I'm the person that really popularized this track. Nobody else. It's got like almost 200,000 plays on it. I feel like a lot of those are because of me. Okay, I made it maybe a tiny bit too oversteery. Just a little bit. I mean, I can work with it. Oh, I can drive faster. Oh, yeah. Tiny bit oversteery. That's very much fixable. Very, very easy fixable. But apart from that, it's got grip for days. It feels lightweight and feels nimble. It's just a tiny bit soft. We need to stiffen it up a tiny bit. Oh my god. It actually feels fast. It feels like a fast car. Wait, careful now. I don't know what sort of times we're going to be looking for here, but we'll see afterwards. I mean, I'll have to open my Discord up because that's where all the times are. Oh, way too fast here. Way too fast. Okay. Keep this lap going, and then we'll adjust tune slightly afterwards, and then we'll do one more run. This is kind of like a little scattering lap, or run, I guess. It's not even a lap because it's a sprint race, but a little scattering run just to see what this car is like for all these corners. So yeah, it's a tiny bit oversteery the way I built it. It's good because it turns in really sharply. Just on the way out, it kind of feels like the back end steps out a tiny bit. But apart from that, this thing just grips up so nicely in corners. Like, it's manageable. Like, and I can like keep it like this. And I can do runs with it like this, and it's fine. Oh my god, I could even go faster in those corners. This thing's sick. It's so much better than what it was before. When it was completely stock. Also, gear ratios are perfect for it now. For this track. Always keep it really high in the revs. Always in the torque band. I'm actually going to slow down here because I don't know how wide this thing is. Nah, it's easy. Nice. I can definitely go a little bit faster the entire run down, so. I don't even remember, like I said, what sort of times we're looking for here in A-Class. Whoa. Careful now. I think one of the fastest cars that we have, or the fastest cars that, fastest car that you guys have sent me before in A-Class. Like, I'm comparing it to cars that you guys have sent me because I can't remember what times I got with cars that I've used before. Because I think I have one of the faster tunes on this in A-Class, and I don't remember what it is. Or whatever car it was. Maybe it was an Alpine, I think, or something. I don't even remember, man. I'm trying to remember, I just cannot. But the fastest car that you guys have sent me in A-Class is like a Focus RS, and it's front-wheel drive. But that thing gripped up like crazy and just went. It just did not feel front-wheel drive. If I remember correctly. That car really stood out, I think. Okay. I think a lot of sliding around made this thing really slow, but apart from that, actually feels kind of alright to drive. I want to have a look at the times. I want to see what the times are in A-Class. So 4:42 is what I got, which I feel like is kind of slow. But let me have a quick look. Okay, yeah. So the time that the Focus got, which is basically the fastest A-Class car that you guys have sent me, is a 4:35.6. So I'm going to restart this, adjust my tune slightly so it's a little less oversteery, and then we go again. Okay, let's try and fix up and drive better. Let's oversteer out of corners. Okay. This does seem a lot better now. Okay, Jesus. It's still a sharp to turn in. It still turns in with just as much pace. It's just the back end doesn't step out as easily. Because this is such a, like, slow track or whatever, like a slow running event, right? Like, you don't really have, like, you know, hundreds of miles an hour to go through these corners. Everything just comes at you kind of quick. Like, all the corners, like, you go from one corner to another very quickly, and it's like, it's a little bit quick. I mean, when you're doing it with like a super fast car, it's crazy, right? It's like when I was testing out like cars in like X Class or S2, and we're bringing like some of the actual fastest cars in this game on this track, is when it's crazy. But if you haven't driven on the track for a while, and you come back and try and drive on it again, it kind of feels like that with every car. It just feels like I'm a little bit out of my league until you get used to it. Because it's the same with everything. Like, until you get used to it, it's kind of annoying and a bit difficult. But I love this track, man. It's always been fun. It's just basically the mountain pass in the game, the standard one, except it's made narrower. And I've always loved that. It just makes it a bit more of a challenge. Also, the walls are just put together very like, I was gonna say very poorly, but they're not really put together poorly. It's just the way, it's just a load of like standard straight walls put together to kind of make it like curve around, you know what I mean? And there's also like edges in the wall, so you hit one of those and you stop your car dead in its tracks as well. So it's not like you can just grind off the wall or whatever. You make a mistake, it's so difficult to actually be able to use the wall to your advantage. Like you hit the wall with one of your corners of your car and it's over. The thing just stops, and then you have to restart again. So you cannot at all go close to any of the walls. It just isn't it. It just doesn't work well. You just have to be kind of careful, which means you have to take it a little bit slower, especially the very first time around. But you also need to be very, 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 very fast. Nice. So far, I'm pretty happy with this run. I only kind of tapped off the guardrail maybe like once or twice, and it slowed me down a little bit, but it wasn't really too like crazy. You know, it wasn't too bad. Whoa, that was sketchy. A little slidey there, but not too much. Same with there. Come on, 435 to beat. It's on the cards. It is there. Can I go faster than the fastest car that you guys have ever sent me on A-Class? Ooh, I don't know. Oh, it's so close. It's gonna be so close. 435.5. What did I get with the thing? Wait. 435.626 is what I got with the Focus. No, but this one I got 435.5. Well, there you go. It's just ever so slightly faster than one of the fastest car that you guys have ever sent me in A-Class. Again, the cars that you sent me and the cars that it just feels weird to say this but I've been told this multiple times. The people that send me the cars, a lot of them aren't really that good. So they just want to have their cars tested by me on this track, right? So I'm not here to like kind of downplay the tunes that you guys sent me, but that A-Class Focus is really, really good. So me getting a tune that's slightly faster than that, it's not really that big of a deal, but it is pretty sick, you know. Anyway, watch this back and see how sick this thing actually is to drive. I mean, I know it's not going to be 1-to-1 with the way this replay looks, but still. I am going to save the tune and I'll put her up on the screen. It's probably been up on the screen earlier on in the video, so you can go and try and use it yourselves. It would be this final version of the tune that I posted back then as well, so if you want the shortcut you can go and check that out. But my driving line would have been a lot better, or could have been a lot better, except I'm crap at driving and it's been a little while since I've been on this track, so I need to try and obviously get a lot closer to walls and a lot closer to the guardrails, obviously without hitting them. So my driving could have been quite a lot better. But the car itself, pretty solid. Pretty solid. Like I said, all I had to do was just kind of fix the little oversteer thing that I had with it. Kind of, the front end was a little bit too soft, so basically it would turn in a lot more than my rear, and my rear just wasn't kind of following it along on the exit, and it would just kind of step out slightly. So it still very lightly does it, but it's definitely controllable with the throttle. Like I could just easily like slightly back off the throttle, or a tiny bit of like tap of counter steer, and it just goes back into a straight line again. So it's perfect for me, for the way I like to build my cars. It's actually like perfect. So we turned it from slop to actually a good car to race with, believe it or not, on this track anyway. Because if we bring it out on an actual track in the game, you definitely need to build cars very specifically for those, as in like power builds or very specific tight, like very, very lightweight cars would only work on those tracks. So again, if I was to bring this thing on an actual track, I don't think it'll make it very, very high up on the leaderboards, but I built it specifically for this, so I kind of like it for this. Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, then of course subscribe. Like this video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, try the car out for yourselves. Let me know what you think. But make sure you try it on this track or these type of tracks. You even try it on the Edel circuit or Edel circuit. You can try it on this track, which is just called the Golden Tollgate. Just look that up. I don't know what the shortcode for it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys can enjoy the rest of this run if you want to see it from the third person cam as well. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.